And welcome to the first lesson. Now, as you can see on my screen, I already have Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop open. Now, the first step we're going to work on is creating a base template in Adobe Illustrator. So let me switch to Adobe Illustrator. So I'll hit Control N to create a new project, or just go to File, New. It'll bring up this pop-up. I'll go to Web and I'll choose HD. That's 1920 by 1080 pixels in dimension. So I'll select that. And right here under color mode, leave that as RGB color because you're not doing printing. You're preparing your digital product mockup to share online for people to see your products on a screen. So RGB. The same case applies to raster effects. If you're printing, you go with 300 ppi or 150. For screens, 72. But this is all basic Adobe Illustrator. This class is not about Illustrator Basics. So I'll just go ahead and hit Create. And there we go. So now this is a full HD page. And what I want to do is, there are different ways to create this. We can just go ahead and create. I'll pick the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle, maybe up to that point. Now I'll go ahead and select the direct selection tool to allow me to select different individual corners. So I'll select this corner, and then to prevent movement to the left and right, to constrain it to up and down, I'll hold down Shift and drag it up to maybe that point. I'll select this other corner, start dragging upwards and hold down Shift up to maybe that point. I think it looks good. I'll select it once again and holding down Alt, notice the mouse cursor is changing into a double. That means we're going to duplicate this. So holding down Alt, I'll drag, holding down Shift, I'll constrain it from moving up and down. I'm still holding Alt. Now I'll hold down Shift. So now it's Shift and Alt. That means it'll move from left to right in a straight line up to maybe that point. Right click it, transform, reflect on the vertical. Okay. Let me drag it up to that point because I want to bring it up to here. Then I'll select the direct selection tool, pick these two, and drag them up to that point. So as you can see, the base model or the base template has started taking shape. But before we go far, we can select this corner, start dragging it downwards, then hold down Shift to prevent it from moving left to right. So up to that point, we just want to reduce these slantedness. We want to reduce those slopes. And as you can see, now we have a base mesh for our digital product. Now you can also drag these two anchor points to make it look narrower. I'll select the two of them, Control G to group them. Use the horizontal align center and align vertically center to align it in the artboard. In fact, let me select the artboard tool and reduce all this white space. There we go. Control 0 to show the entire artboard, to put it in focus. Then I'll select the artwork and now align it in the center and save it. So I want to save this inside. I'm going to save it inside this folder called Assets. And I'm going to include this Assets folder below this video player in the Projects and Resources tab as a zip folder. And it's going to contain images and my project files, and you can have a look at them. You can also use the images I've used to complete your class project. So let's go inside assets and I want to call it base template. Hit enter to save, enter again to save. So now we have the base template. This is not going to be part of the final result, but it's going to help us place the images the right way inside Photoshop. And that's what we're going to do in the next lesson. See you shortly.